Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with another tutorial working on my Grungy Bee journal. So we're going to be making some hidden journaling spots. I've done these a lot before, but I haven't done any in a long time. So I thought I would return to an oldie but goodie. And but I wanted to give you a sneak peek of the signatures for this journal. So as I've mentioned before, we are going to be doing a lot of work on the journal pages before they are actually sewn into the signature. And then I'm going to be doing an exposed spine for the Grungy Bee journal. I did a test, which by the time you see this video, you will have already seen the test for the exposed spine. I made a mixed media journal using that method because I wanted to test it out. But let me show you the signatures, you guys. So there are four signatures. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Each of them will have a CD envelope, probably not sewn into the signature, but as I flip out. So I'm just going to take off the CD envelope so you can see. This is the first page of the one of the signatures. Now, you may be wondering, where in the heck did you get this digital? Does something like this exist? No, it doesn't. This is a digital here. I printed it on my own mixed media coffee dyed paper. So all of this that you see, the stenciling, is all from my paper. So that's what I did there. So really, really cool to print digital images on coffee dyed paper, mixed media paper. So this is just a flip through of the signature. So let me just show you the first page in each, because each of them is very special, the first page. So this is another one. I'm just going to try to flip this up so I have to undo it. Another one. This is actually done on an original mixed media paper that I made. So you can see the gold because it is actually the original paper. It's not a copy. So that's going to be epic as well. And then this one is it's printed on coffee dyed paper, but nothing special, just regular coffee dyed digital. And then this one is also printed on a piece of my mixed media coffee dyed paper. So that's that. And you can see the silver on this one, which I think is really pretty. I'm not a big fan of silver generally, but well, no, I actually think that's gold. It's gold. Sorry, gold. So anyway, that's a sneak peek. Don't say I never gave you anything. Just kidding. Totally kidding. So this is my prototype. I like to put these into my journal as a glued down piece. So I would probably glue it on 3 sides, have it be a pocket as well, and then it's a hidden journaling spot. You guys have probably seen these before. They're really epic because you've got this little writing space and then you've got the back as well. So this is a little different than I normally would do. Normally I would not put anything on the back of it, but just because of the way I did this topper, I needed to have a back on it. So hold on, because I didn't coffee dye the back of it. So there we go. So it is put together in such a way, as you guys have probably already seen, where you can't really tell unless you look close that that is a cut in the design. So that's why they are so epic. This is some coffee dyed lace at the bottom, or textiles at the bottom. So that is the first one. Now you'll see that this is also coffee dyed. Now if you didn't want to put any kind of fringy stuff on the bottom, you could put this, have it be an insert. But I am putting fringy stuff on all of mine. I didn't ink this edge. My printer prints really strange when I turn the paper over and I print on the other side. So sometimes I get that outlier little bit of white. So we are going to work on this one first. So this is a PNG file that I ordered from Amazon, and I'm absolutely loving these. I have not quite figured out how to actually cut them on my Cameo because I'm still working on finessing my talent and experience in getting all the pieces that I don't like. You have to like back out and back out and back out to get rid of all the inside pieces that you don't want the Cameo, the silhouette, to cut. And I'm still learning. I experimented on these fall girls, so this one was my best one right here. So I am getting it, but look at, isn't she precious? So that's what I'm going after. So, but I've realized, you know, I can resize these. So I'm using them. I'm printing 16 to a page just so I can get the B, and it's just lovely, really, really lovely. So, without further ado, let's get going. Talk about what we're doing here. So, I do have the measurements for each of these. So, the actual, I put tag, but it's not a tag, it's a journaling spot, is 7 3/4 inches high, and it is 5 inches wide. That's about as max as I can go in one of my journals. So you have your main piece, then you have a backing piece. So those should be the same size. So you have, and you want, and now again, if you didn't want to put this in, you weren't going to have it be a floating piece, you wouldn't have to copy dye the other side. I just automatically copy dye everything on both sides just for ease. So, and then what we have is we have an extra piece, and that's going to make sense here in a minute, and then we've got our writing space. Now this could need to be cut down. We'll see how it goes. Sometimes I just like to get the general width of that piece, which is narrower than this, because you want it to be able to slide in after you've glued these edges. And sometimes that requires me to clip off a little bit on each side, but you know, it's okay. So what I'm going to do with this one is we're going to cut off a piece off the top, just like I did on my prototype. On this one, we're going to cut off at 2.5 inches. So we're going to cut 2.5 inches off, and I just realized my cutter is completely buried over there. So let me bring it over here just so I can trim that off. So you just are trimming the 2.5 inches or whatever your border is. I'm doing 2.5 inches on this because I want to capture some of the image so that we actually have a benefit to having cut that off and having it be a seamless thing there. So I'm just gonna, I made a pencil mark. Sorry, you guys cannot see that. I made a pencil mark here. So I'm just gonna be cutting on that line right there. Okay, so let me get this big thing out of the way. And I'm going to get my eraser, if I can find it, and erase that pencil mark. There we go. So now what you want to do is you want to go ahead and glue this after we ink it. We're going to glue this on the bottom of this piece, okay, like that. And then what's going to happen is this is going to get glued to this, and it's what's going to make the hidden journaling spot. And then you have to have this piece on the back to cover the back side of this, which I didn't actually do on this. That's why that looked weird. That looked weird because I did not do that. Interesting, interesting. So let me ink up all these pieces and I'll be right back. So one more piece. So I've just got to tell you guys, I'm feeling so much more kind of normal right now. I am ahead on my videos, which was my norm before all the death and tragedy and surgeries and all of that stuff started occurring in my life. And so it feels really good. It feels really, really good to be in this place. So we're going to glue this obviously on 3 sides. So this side, the bottom, and this side. And I'm going to use my Barely Arts just because very, very seldom am I friends with my art glitter glue. So it's just painful and I just don't like it. So I'm just making sure I've got the top side up the right way. Just going to do a bead of glue all around. This image is so gorgeous. So gorgeous. So, oh, it looks like we're good. I don't know what I was seeing there. I think we've got a little bit right here. Let's trim that. Grab the scissors here. I did went and got groceries and started a crock pot meal in the crock pot, and then I did some dyeing of some more lace and stuff using my Distress Sprays stains and some inks and stuff. So just I really love the grunge. I'm going to do a fall journal to autumn journal, and I think it's going to be epic as well. So now this is going to go in here. So technically, I think I actually did measure this. So again, you don't want this to be as tall as your space because it will not fit here. Now I just want to make sure, I'm going to just do a test here and make sure that fits in easily. and it does. So I don't have to trim it anymore from side to side. I would suggest that you use a heavier paper than 20 pound. This is 65 pound, too flimsy in my opinion. That means every time you put this in and out, it's gonna like crinkle and wrinkle, but that's just my personal opinion. So, so now what you're gonna do is you're going to find the center here. So I like to put this down. I'm just gonna turn it here for my own ease, and I'm gonna just try to get this centered so that I have the same amount of card sticking out on either side. That looks to be about right. So I'm going to put a little pencil mark here. Okay, all the way down to here. Well, actually right here. I'm going to put a pencil mark. And a pencil mark because I'm going to glue this part, and then the rest of it's going to go on the let me start over, guys. I'm not going to put glue on this piece. I'm going to put it on this piece. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to also just draw a quick line to connect those just so that I have a good pencil line there. Okay, so what I didn't do on this one, which I hope you guys can see here, see how that back looks weird? That should not look like that. I completely missed this step. So this piece is supposed to go over here. Now you could actually, and this also stabilizes this top piece, you could do another image here if you wanted to, but I don't. Actually, hang on, let me see. Second guessing myself about what I'm doing here. Because it does, yeah, I do glue this on. It's always hard for me to remember from time to time what I've done. I am going to ink all around this, though I completely forgot that. I'm definitely not the first person to do this, guys, so, but it's one of my favorite techniques and pieces of ephemera, so that's why I decided to go ahead and give it a shot here. So I'm going to, again, use my Fabri-Tac. So just lining it up there. I just like the stability that this creates, personally. And it's better to have it lining up at this edge and this edge than it is at the top, because if it sticks out at the top, you can always trim it off. I'm hoping that makes sense. We've got a little bit of a hangover here, probably just an uneven cut right there. So I have a pepper steak recipe in the freezer. I love Facebook memories because they pop up, and then, like, I don't know, 10 years ago or something, I made a bunch of freezer meals, crock-pot meals, and one of them was pepper steak, and it was the hit of the house. So I thought, I'm going to try that again. So here we go. So this is going to go in here, okay? And it's a little bit snug, but you want it to be snug because you want it to be firm. So, oh, yep, there we go. So now you can see you've got pretty much an uninterrupted image there. I love it. I love it. So yeah, so fun. I love it. So I'm just going to pull that out just so this has a chance to dry, okay, without being bothered. I'm going to erase. I see some pencil line here on that edge where I marked it. There we go. Okay, so now let's do a little bit of decorating. So I don't know if you guys remember this trim. This was from an estate sale, my first estate sale. And I saw this trim and I'm like, oh, this is absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to use it here on this piece. I'm just trying to line it up here about there. I'm thinking I just try to kind of I spy the ends here and see that it's pretty even from side to side. So we're going to have to call that good. So my ink line or my glue line is going to go about right there. So let me go ahead and get my Fabri-Tac out. And I do need to grab a paper towel. I didn't pull those over here. Just a second. I used to have them hanging on my cart has my sewing stuff on, which I pull over here when I do a video. But it just kept getting in the way and falling off every time I bumped it. And I'm like, oh, this has got to end. So now I hung it up on a shelf and I have to get up to go get it. But it works a lot better. So I hope you guys are doing good. Today is Sunday, October the 15th. And so it's been a good, quiet weekend. Usually this would be a weekend our kids would come over with the grands, but I think everybody's really tired from just life and schedules and stuff, so I didn't really press it and nobody else pressed it, so everybody's just kind of doing their own thing. It's football season, so my older daughter and their family love to watch football, so I'm like, let's just let everybody have their day. People have been sick and had sick kids and running around like a bunch of crazy people with life, you know, as it is. So isn't that so beautiful? I love this so much. So I'm just going to trim off this excess. I'm going to grab my sewing scissors because my other scissors need to be cleaned desperately. So it's really hard to cut. So I'm just going to go ahead and just trim that off like so. Oh, so gorgeous. You can see that where it was coffee dyed, now it's all like whitish because of where the ink isn't. So, oh goodness. I hope that, well, if it unravels, it'll have a different, interesting effect, won't it? I'm just going to turn it to its back side so that I can do this. And again, if you wanted this to go in a pocket, you just wouldn't put all this trim on the bottom. It's just what I wanted to do. I love things hanging out the bottom of my journals, so that's what I decided to do. There we go. Love it. And this image is also printed on coffee dyed paper, in case you're wondering. Okay, so then I took another one of the PNG files and I shrunk it down to 16 on a page. So, oh my goodness, excuse me. Oh, that's terrible. So it would be small enough for me to put in cut a circle out of. Oh my goodness, I'm so embarrassed. So embarrassed. Okay, come on. There we go. There we go. So then I thought I would use this excess with a little bit of threadish things going on here and put it up here on this part of the thing. I'm not sure if I want those really scraggly pieces though. I don't mind a little bit, but I don't want them to be really long and obnoxious. So there we go. So I'm going to do the same. I think I'm going to use my the Barely Arts here just because I don't want the glue to seep through. And I think this might help me with that problem. I'm not sure. We'll see. You don't know until you try. Just going to put that down like that. Yeah, that was good. That was a good move. Good move. I love the ruggedness of that. And not normal for me. I'm a straight line, asymmetrical kind of girl normally, but this journal has been super fun to play around with, being a little bit looser and you know, kind of coloring figuratively outside of the lines, which is really fun. So, oh, that's lovely. I love that. So we're going to go ahead and put this. Oh, you know what? I wanted to put this down here. I'm going to put the word up there, I think. Is that what I was going to do? Well, maybe I'm not now. I don't know. I think I was going to put it down here, but now this is not even. I completely lined that up wrong. So I've got more scallop over here than over here, or less here than here, but darn, that is a bummer. Maybe we'll just put beeswax down here and put the bee up here. Glue this on. This is from, these words are from Sunflowers Indoors bee kit, and I will link it in the video description. She sent it to me. She said that it was inspired by some of the mixed media work I was doing on my channel, so I feel so honored. She went really mixed media on it. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to use it in this next one, but the words are from that. So there it is. Simple, beautiful. Again, don't put anything down here if you want this to go in a tuck spot. You could also put lace on the top, and then that would solve that problem. Oh, we've got some hangover here. I will have to fix that later. Look at that hangover. We don't really want that, but no big deal. So I need to figure out how I can fix this. Maybe I'll just put a piece over that whole thing because I don't like that. Okay, let's do the last one, guys. And oh, I gave you the dimensions on that one. So this one is a little bit smaller because I took Mandy's image and I shrunk it down a little bit because I wanted to be able to capture the bee and not have it be too big. So I think I cut it down. I think I shrunk it down to about 60%, and it was a pretty big. This is the left-hand side of the digital. So let me ink this up and I'll be right back. So I have to tell you, I had the strangest email. You guys as sellers and the creators, be careful of this. I think it's a scam. So I got an email from a guy who said that he was looking for a gift for his wife and he really liked my work and that it was going to be their anniversary. So the clincher was not the ask, because that's not unusual, but he wanted to know if I would take a check. And I'm thinking, no, I would not take a check. Number one, I don't generally sell my work. I sell it as a one-off, and I usually don't know I'm going to sell it until I decide I'm going to sell. I don't have a shop. I don't advertise or any of that. So I just graciously told him that no, I do not sell my work, and that even if I did, I would not accept a personal check. And I blessed him and sent him on his way, but it's a little nerve-wracking. So I forgot that I need to cut this off. So this one is only going to have a 1-inch cut off. So I'm going to just turn to the left here and cut. I already marked it at the 1-inch line, so I'll be right back. There we go. And again, you don't want to ink that. If you want it to stay looking seamless, don't ink that. So now we're going to go ahead, same process as before. This one measures, it measures total height, which is this height now because we cut this one down, is 6 1/8 by 4 3/8. And then the cutoff is 1 inch by 4 3/8 of an inch. So we're going to go ahead and do this again and go ahead and glue it on 3 sides. So I'm super excited because one of the videos I'm planning is some mixed media paper clips. I should have turned that over. Oh, darn it. But that's okay. We're gluing this down. So see, my white border is on the bottom, but that is okay. Just sliding that a little bit. So it's going to be a mixed media paper clip. Let me just show you an example. This is mixed media, but not exactly what I'm thinking. This is an old one. But it's basically where you do a mask look on the front of your paper clip like that, and then you do the back as well, so it looks pretty on both sides. But we are going to be doing some bead gel and some other textural stuff on paper clips in an upcoming video for this journal. So that is awesome. So the next step again is to go ahead and glue this on. I'm going to follow the same process. I'm going to get this put on here and just I spy. I do a pretty good job of judging if it's in the middle for the most part. That looks pretty good. I'm thinking it looks pretty good. I'm going to just scooch it a little bit this way. And this is just so that it's even and centered in here when we put it back in. I think that looks pretty good. Like that. And then I'm going to hold this because I need to make a mark on the base as well. Actually, get back up here. Actually, I can just go like this. Okay, so that's our glue line. And again, I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac. I've also done these the other way. So these are going to stand upright, but I've also made them the long way. So like from top to bottom of a page, and then they slide out to the side. I've done those as well. So you could do whatever you choose when you try this. If you try this, I'm going to set that on there and I'm going to turn it over. It's easier to see, well, easier to see obviously the pencil lines, but easier to see without the busyness of the print. So I didn't really show you the print. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. So she introduced some purple into it. You can't see it a lot here as far as the extra purple stuff. Again, I will link her kit in the description box. So this is our extra piece. Also measures 1 inch. We're going to glue it on top of that. I think I want that side. It's really pretty. And then we're going to decorate this and we will be done. A much shorter video. When I do mixed media work, you guys, it's really hard to cut the video down. It's really hard to keep it shorter. Just because there's drawing time, and you kind of lose this perception of time when that happens, and it's just more complicated all around. So grab a paper towel there. I got a bunch of glue here. Okay, so that looks to be pretty darn good. I'm going to pull that up a little bit because it looks like I measured wrong, which means we've got a little bit of a hangover here. So I'm going to trim that off. You guys can see that. We're just going to snip it off. Not a big deal. There we go. I also fussed around in the studio yesterday. I had a TV that sat across from me, kind of up high on a shelf, and when I first moved it in here, I watched TV a lot while I was creating, but I'm like, it's taking up a whole shelf of valuable space in my studio, and I don't do it. I don't watch it. So I just thought I'm just going to have my iPad be permanently in here, and if I need to just review a video or have something here so that I can watch it as I'm creating, then I just use my iPad. So I'm super excited about having a little bit more of my storage space back from that whole thing. So just sliding that in there. It feels like did I cut this one off enough? Yeah, why is it tight? Let's get our metal ruler and see if we've got some stickage in here from our glue. Looks to be fine. No more than what I expected, so let's try that again. Oh yeah, we're good. We're good. There we go. There she goes. Perfect. Oh, I love it so much. Okay. I like to pull it out though so I can see where that boundary is if I'm going to put anything up there. So this is the coffee dyed trim that I did. I've been using it a lot in this journal on other ephemera pieces, and I thought I would continue here because again, I really love the idea of this sticking out of the bottom of the journal. So I think I'm going to put it up like about there. Hope it's long enough. I think I might have cut that a little bit short-ish, maybe not. But what I did is I coffee dyed it, and then I added some yellow ink, acrylic ink to it, which is why we're getting that yellow. So that's super fun. I wish the stuff outside was dry because I put some, and it wouldn't go with this, but I've got a lot of turquoise and stuff going on in this journal with some of the ephemera bits. So let's go ahead and glue this on. And again, I'm just going to set that there just for a glue line. And I'm going to put it about right here. Now, this is pretty elaborate for a journal to have this much sticking out at the bottom, but I love it. I just cannot help myself. And the journal, I don't know, so because I'm doing an exposed spine, I can make the signatures, I can have the book can be fatter because the spine expands to fit the signatures. So I'm going to reach and grab you the one. You will have already seen it, but since I'm talking and I can physically show you right now rather than pictures, this is what it looks like. So this is the exposed spine of my mixed media journal. Now I put this flower here because I made a mistake and had my strings come out the back side, and so I had all these little knotted strings right here, and it was in a space here that wasn't covered by the hinged pieces. So that's what she looks like, and she's going to be amazing because I tested it last night, and when I work in it, so it's very, very floppy. But when I work in it and I open up this page, look at how flat that is because it adjusts. So when you look at this other side, that's what you see. See how flat that is? It's going to be epic. So that's the kind of spine we're going to do on this journal. That is inspired by Stacy Merritt over at Stacy's Crafty Jam, in case you're curious. And I also watched Country Morning Creations because I wanted to see what they were doing that was the same as each other and what they were doing that was different. And a lot of it was the same, but there were some variations. So there we go. So pretty. Oh, I love this trim so much. I have a lot of it too. A lot of it. There we go. I get this trim at Hobby Lobby when it's 40% off. Okay, so I'm going to stick that. Well, I don't want to stick it back in because I need to see where it is. So where did we want this? Did we want it up here? Don't know what I want to do. I'm not sure what I was thinking with this, because it kind of looks weird because it blends in too much. So we need something to separate this. So I'm going to reach behind me and see if I can find something to put over the top of that. Debating on if I want to bring in a little bit of gold here. That's too wide though. And this feels dull as well. I wonder if we could ink that up, but I don't want to hide the image. That's the problem that I'm having, because we want that to look seamless, and it won't if we try to detract from it. We've got this little piece of lace we could put up here and put our circle on. I am stumped. I clearly did not think that through. My goodness gracious, Cara-Renee. Just to give it a little bit of a background there, and then we're going to have to put another piece of a circle on the back just to make it look decent. So this is essentially looks like the same image, doesn't it? I didn't do that on purpose. I just was, this was one of the bees on one of the bigger pieces of paper. So I'm going to reach and see if I can find, let me show you what I cut off of here, if I can locate it here. It was this image, so this is one of them. So I think I'll do the same with this one and just cut another one. I can print as much paper as I choose, so I'm just gonna slice this out of here and cut another sticker. This is gonna be tougher. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna grab this other little one. That's way too big. So. But if you can see by this paper, this is what she did. She came in with a lot of mixed media stuff, and the purple is absolutely gorgeous. So I am going to grab, I think it was this punch. Was it this punch or the other one? It must be this one, because I don't have, nope, that's the bigger one. I think it's this one. Let me do it on a sample so I don't ruin that and see if it's the right size. Is it? It is. Good guess. So we're going to cut this one instead. So it's a little bit smaller. Just get that in there and just just because I want something on the back of this one. On the back of this, this actually looks like it's the same image. It might just be placed in on a different part of the digital sheet. It is the same. It's okay. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and put some Fabri-Tac on the back of this. And we're not going to glue it on right there because that would be a big mistake. I'm going to pull this out. I don't want it to go on top of this part. You guys are probably saying, be careful, Cara-Renee. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just going to move that until it is nice and even. Even Steven. Oh, that looks really good. I like that. So I'm not going to tuck it back in because I don't want that to seep out and get inside of that. So that is our project for today. I will probably put a word on here. Did I have a word? I did. Beautiful. That is what the kit is called, you guys. It's absolutely stunning. Stunning, stunning kit. You guys got to check it out. I was very grateful to be a part of that for her. I'm going to put some of this this cheesecloth over here. Kind of looks like a little bit of a nest there. That's okay. We'll go ahead and put our word on together here. And then I will let you go, and so I can get to planning the next project here on this fallish Sunday afternoon. There we go. So that is it. So I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.